Hey, happy Monday. Hope you guys have had a blessed Monday. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And maybe something great that happened to you today. I would say, like, if you really want to shift your mindset, start focusing on what went right today before you start to evaluate what you didn't accomplish. This will tremendously impact your confidence levels and build momentum for you to achieve more starting with your tomorrow. So today's topic, welcome. Today's topic is, thank you so much for joining me. Today's topic is all about believing in your goals. We have goals, we have visions, but how much of belief do you have within your goal and your vision? And that's what today's topic is on. Angelo says the greatest danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. And I'll add to this, not being clear on what you want and setting goals based on beliefs versus truth. Now, there's a difference. Belief and truth are not the same thing. And I've been having a few conversations. I love speaking to high achievers and having strategy calls. If you have not done a strategy call with me and you're interested and you're looking possibly for guidance or insight on leveling up your business, your life, and your mindset, feel free to send me a message and we can schedule something. Now, today is really about getting clear on, are you setting goals for yourself, or have you set goals and targets based on program beliefs from maybe the people that have raised you or people that are around you, but you know that you're left feeling disappointed or you're left feeling unfulfilled. So there's not a synergistic harmony between what you want and what you've set out to achieve. Type yes below if you can relate to any of this. And I do want to add, I want to share a quick story because I feel like stories, you guys love story time and you feel like they're the most impact. So I was working with a client, and we'll just say his name was Mark. Okay, just to keep it clear. Mark was in a season of his life where he built an externally successful business. Now, one thing is you can have external success, but internally feel like you're still in survival mode, or you feel a lot of guilt, or you feel a lot of anxiety. And so that's not internal success. So if you've hit maybe an achievement where everybody looks at you like you've achieved a lot of things on the outer world, but the inner world doesn't feel good, that is not alignment or harmony towards having internal success matching, because the goal is to match up internal with external success. You can have it all. You can have what you want. You can have all the nice things, but we want to make sure that we're also matching up those things we believe to bring us some type of fulfillment and satisfaction. So keep that in mind. So Mark was in a season where he was really building. I worked with Mark about a year ago, and he had a lot of extravagant external success, but internally was just not feeling fulfilled. He was actually resenting his goals and his dreams and his vision. I'm going to share this story really fast, the success strategy. So he built a very successful 7-figure business, stopped dreaming and being honest about what he really wanted for his life. And he was just so intertwined with what he had built with his identity. So how many of you can relate to that, where maybe you've built a business and you never felt like you were proud of yourself, and then you build this business or you do this thing, or even if you're an athlete, I notice athletes have this same struggle. You've achieved a heightened level of success, but then you've intertwined your identity with what you do. So when that thing that you're doing no longer brings you fulfillment, you don't exit it quick enough, or you don't know how to pivot out of it, because that's the only thing where you've established an identity towards. So I see a lot of people have a really hard time with separating human being versus roles. I'm not talking about jelly rolls, you guys, because some of you need to start taking care of yourself. I'm talking about the roles you've taken on. I see this a lot too with even parents, mother, father, significant other, spouse, and build an identity for yourself before you've taken on these roles. So we'll say Mark built this really successful 7-figure business and had intertwined his identity with what he did for a living. And so when he started setting bigger goals, there wasn't fulfillment in those goals. There wasn't a sense of satisfaction no matter what type of goal, and now no matter how much he had achieved that goal. So he started setting goals that left him feeling uninspired and thinking like, well, what's the point of even setting these goals? Because I don't even feel satisfied anymore. I don't feel satisfied anymore. I don't feel this level of fulfillment. And then after about 3 solid months, we did some really deep work where we got clarity. Remember we talked about earlier, Michael Angelo's quote, and then also having a clear vision for yourself, not somebody else's vision for you, but establishing a clear vision that is in alignment to you and your season of where you're at right now and the season that you're stepping into. So after doing about three months of solid work together and building out a new foundation, building the new, what happened is now Mark is thriving, and let's just say he scaled his business times 10. 1 year later, feels super happy, fulfilled, and more importantly, like he has a purpose. He has a purpose that isn't so intertwined with a role. All right. And that feeling, that satisfaction, that purpose, you can have it all. You can match it up. You can feel fulfilled. You can feel like you have a purpose, and still have that external success of building and scaling a business and a life or whatever you choose that you want to take on, because it's all a decision. And so it's amazing what can really happen within a year of really investing in yourself. I've had, in my mind, I think everybody knows about personal growth and development, but the more that I've been doing this work and sharing it on social media with you guys over here, the more I start to realize like, wow, a lot of people have never really invested in themselves. And it makes me really sad because you don't know what you don't know. And until you're on the other side of something, you don't realize like, wait a second, when I pour into me and I invest into me and how I'm performing as a human being, as a woman, as a man, as a CEO, as a mother, as a father, and I start to appreciate myself, everything else in my life will appreciate, because what we appreciate will appreciate. When we appreciate ourselves and what we prioritize is what we value. And people have a really hard time, even though they have like maybe a lot of external success. And I see this all the time. I feel very blessed to work with leaders or people that strive to be leaders in their line of work, and educators and people who just have big visions and goals. And they're just starting to prioritize self, because you get to a point where you're like, I need to value myself. And when you start to get into that realization, self-realization of, wait a second, I get that when I invest in me, kind of like a boomerang, we have to scale back. We have to gotta pull back, build a foundation. You are the foundation. You are the spine of your family. You are the spine of your business. You are the spine of your children. And so when you strengthen that spine, everything else will then flourish. Everything else will flourish. So it's pretty cool to see like everything really scaling in about a year. In about a year of after building a foundation for 3 months and then giving it some time and pouring into that. And it's our job to keep, one thing I want to say is like, goals are just targets of what your heart wants you to have. Goals are targets of what your heart wants you to have when we're matching up this internal success. And it's our job to keep our hearts open, no matter how much of maybe disappointment you've had in the past, or you've felt really poor leadership from a very young age of what it's like to function in life. And maybe you've been in survival mode for the moment you've been born. Maybe you were in survival mode even when you were in the womb, taking on all that, crazy energy. And so it's our job to keep our hearts open and our minds clean and clear and our bodies healthy and strong, so that we have the mental, physical, and emotional endurance to keep up with our goals and our visions. But before we can keep up with anything, there has to first stem with clarity. And A Course in Miracles states that truth cannot be learned, it can only be recognized. Truth cannot be learned, it can only be recognized. And the heart recognizes truth, not the programmed brain. The brain is all programming. So we can program, and this is something called auto-suggestion, where those affirmations, those incantations, the statements that you're saying out loud, the conversations that you're talking to people, all of those add into the value and the quality of what you're receiving in your life. So if the heart recognizes truth and the brain is programming, the mind is all about conditioning, but your heart, but your truth, your life path, your special dreams are within your heart. And the more open you keep your heart, the more clear you are to recognize what's in harmony for you. The goal is harmonizing, the goal is alignment. And when you feel bad about something that you want, that's just letting you know that your beliefs and your desires are out of me. They're out of alignment. And maybe at one point of life, there was harmony between those goals that you set and how you felt about them. But now you're in a new season in life and you're playing at another level, and your business and your life has scaled to a different section. And so therefore, it's time to level up and create a different ceiling for yourself. And to create more, maybe more of an identity shift, so that you're growing, you're evolving, you're expanding into this new level, into this new season of your business and your life. So it's like each mission and each goal has like a vision and a goal on its own. And it's important that you take that on as that new mission. So our goals need to be in alignment and create harmony with how we're feeling about them. And once you achieve it, there's a new level, there's a new desire, there's a new opportunity for growth waiting for you to show up and to accept it. And so I want you to try this today. I'm going to give you a, you can call it a power statement. That sentence works a lot better with my clients, is a power statement. You can use it as an affirmation. You can use it as something called auto-suggestion, whatever you want to call it. But I just like to call them setup statements. They're setting me up for success. And take this with you today. Say, I give myself permission to want what I truly want. I give myself permission to want what I truly want. And when I talked about earlier, for those of you just hopping on now, we talked about creating harmony between what you want and how you feel about what you want. So what you want is really just what a goal is. A goal is, what do I want? Having clarity about it, and then reverse engineering your path of getting you there. So that's today's live stream. If you're just tuning in, you can rewatch. It was really, really good. Shared a success story. And then also know that when you appreciate yourself, when you start to value yourself, everything else in your life will scale. Everything else will end up intertwining, and you get to match up that external success with the internal success, because the only reason why we set goals in the first time is because we believe that once we achieve that thing, when we achieve that a certain amount of money, when we achieve that type of family, when we achieve that type of relationship, we're going to feel some type of way. So we're not really chasing the things, we're chasing the feelings that those things we think are going to bring us. And you can have it all, but you just make sure that they have a harmonious, synergistic alignment. And that's why maybe sometimes, and I don't know if this is you, but this is the case with Mark, is he used to set up a lot of goals and he still felt the same way about himself, no matter how much he achieved, no matter how much money he made, no matter how much, and he still didn't feel the way that he wanted to feel, until he started to shift the way that he was moving, thinking, behaving, and taking on action. So I want to encourage you today to start to really evaluate, number one, what season am I going into? And what do I want in this season of my life? And are these the things that I want for myself, or are these programmed things that somebody else has imposed in my belief system? And the more that you come back into your heart, the more clarity you have to know what is an alignment for you in your life in this season of your business, in your life, for you to really feel that level of fulfillment and getting clarity on what does success mean for you, because success is different for everybody. Maybe success is peace for you. Maybe success is money for you. But remember, there's multiple paths to a destination. So you can make money in a way that brings you chaos, and that makes you feel bad. And that's, what's it called? Happy money. They talk about sad money. People make money in not the best ways, and they end up getting penalized for it. But then you can make money in a beautiful way and do really, really good with it and add so much value to the world and contribution to society. So it's really about gaining clarity on which path and which road you're going to take in order to get you to that end destination, but gaining clarity on how you expect to feel and how you expect to show up based on the path that you've taken and what the expectations are for yourself. And, I think it's important that we do start caring more, that we do start having greater expectations on ourselves and also others. And we communicate those expectations upon ourselves and upon others. And every day we'll remind ourselves of our standards and our values and what we're trying to achieve within our businesses and our lives. And everything is an extension of you. So the more that you start to really value yourself and know that you are important, and pouring into you is important, and strengthening your spine, fortifying your mind, keeping your heart open and alignment, and staying connected to all segments of you, the greater you're going to do and the more impact you're going to create in your families, in your business, and in your life. And everything is just going to scale and elevate. So this is kind of cool. It looks like I'm like I have branches coming out of my head. I'm just noticing that. I'm I feel like I'm wearing a little hat. It's perfectly in alignment to all this expansion of the tree. So I hope you guys enjoy this live stream today. Leave a comment if you are watching the replay. If you're watching live, we'd love to hear what you thought about it. This is also going in the email sequence. If you want to set up a strategy call for first timers only, we could do that strategy call, right? Doesn't it look like that? This tree, it's actually kind of funny. I'm oh, this is so funny. So we can do that as well. And then if you guys struggle with procrastinating, if you struggle with time management, time auditing, and figuring out how to put it all together, I have self-study courses. We also have team huddles. I see some of the team on here right now. We have our team huddles on Thursday. If you are interested in that, just send me a message, coach. And if you are interested in the procrastination and the productivity course, you can just send me a message, procrastination productivity, and I'll send you the link to that. But there's also some free stuff inside of my bio, accountability calendar. We got a whole bunch of stuff to make sure that you are ready and equipped for success, because you guys, we need more impactful people in the world that are really doing amazing things and are profitable at the same time, because you have more opportunity, you can do more with all that. But anyway, I'm gonna bed prep right now so I can be thriving in my tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And make sure you get your free calendar. It's a 90-day accountability calendar. I actually get to track mine off because this was part of my DMOs. My DMOs are my daily methods of operation. And one of my new DMOs for the next quarter is to post every single day on social media and to be of service and value, because it's very fulfilling to me, and I know it's fulfilling for you, and you guys are getting a lot of value out of it. So I hope you have a blessed up night. Get some sleep. Take care of yourself, and I will see you guys tomorrow.